remember being up north, seeing the changing of the leaves. That's one thing I miss. I don't miss the cold, but I miss the prettiness of the leaves. I used to go and pick them up, show them to my friends, and they'd go, "Paige, you're crazy." So this next song is a Thanksgiving song as well. I was at a songwriting class, and we had an assignment. The leader said, "Okay, I want you to just get out your, pen and paper and just write a story. Don't try to write a song. Don't try to make anything rhyme. Just write a personal story, something unusual, something that happened to you that maybe is a little different." So from that exercise came this song. It was the most unusual Thanksgiving I'd ever had in my whole life. Now, this goes back to my college days. The name of the song is Too Hungover. And I explained to one of my nieces, I said, that's when you have too many beers. So in the song, I have to explain, Grandma was a professor at the University of Tulsa, where I went to school. So she was the one driving, and so here comes the story. Betsy and I are college roommates. Grandma's picking us up in the morning. Down in her car, we're not expecting two Saudi Arabian students, and we are too hungover to ask, "Hey Grandma, where are we going?" as she drives us all the way from Tulsa. And we are too hungover to talk to the Saudis Grandma invited to Thanksgiving with the real Indians. Yes, we were having Thanksgiving with the real Indians. Because, this is Oklahoma. And we're driving miles and miles and miles away from the University of Tulsa, where Grandma was a professor, and these were some of her students from Saudi Arabia. And we were too hungover to talk to them, and they were asking stuff like, "What is your major?" And I was very hungover, and I said, "Art." And I know we don't call them Indians anymore, right? Native Americans? That's a lot more proper these days. Okay. Lone country house, and we're outnumbered. Native Americans are eating platefuls of food. The TV's got football. Indians watching the Redskins. And we are too hungover to ask who lives here and who is related to the woman who invited Grandma. And we are too hungover to talk, but no one is chatty or friendly at Thanksgiving with the real Indians. And I am feeling guilty and surprised and overwhelmed. Guilty for the history between their people and mine. That fire water that we drank last night just did us in. My brain has a sign out of order. Try next time. Turkey and dressing and real good gravy. Green beans and sweet potatoes. Nothing to do but feed our faces and look at
Jewish.
Okay, and by the way, the Saudis were in the car. They were in Grandma's car when we left. So, you know, that's where they were.